Hey there, Galactic Healthcare Workers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Galacticare, Episode 2, Industrial Accidents. Now, the wrong expertise indicator is just that they haven't specialized to that specific medicine. Not a big deal. But I'm making sure that they have all of the bonuses that they need. The other thing that would be good for me to add in here would be some seating. So I'm going to use some of the traditional benches out here and then decorate around them. And put another bench. Because people really like to sit down. There's a large swath of this area that isn't decorated, and I'm being penalized for that. So one of the cheap ways to do that is just to slap down some rugs. It's ugly, but it gets the job done. And I can always remove them in the future. I mean, they're not very expensive, and it will help to keep the people that are complaining about the poorly decorated hospital appeased, if you will. Can even do some more plant life. And now, most of the complaints that you saw hovering over their heads are gone. If you open the lenses tab over here, you can actually see, like, patient health. So this is the average patient health. So if you have patients that are about to die, you can always prioritize them higher. There's also ways for you to use items to heal them. The average queue length. So the queue lengths for the skin labs are a little bit longer. Corridor congestion, which is not really a thing for humans or Ode, but it is a thing for another species called Kuber Bali. Condition prioritizations, room upgrades, which we aren't getting into in this tutorial just yet. Staffing expertise. So this shows if anyone is an expert in what they're currently working in, because wrong expertise comes with penalties, moods, and thoughts. So what their average moods are and what their major worst complaint thoughts are, for instance. Nutrition coverage is fine. Same with toilet coverage. Staff energy, seating, maintenance. So you can see there's some trash here, so there's some more maintenance to be picked up by the Medibot or Medi. The room status. This is a really good overview of like how it's going and if there's any improvements to be made. How spacious it is. All of the rooms that I've made so far are spacious. It's decorations. So finally we're somewhat decent decoration. And then treatment quality. And the treatment quality is low because I just have a bunch of trainee doctors. So here is, I think the next thing going in will be the treatment canisters. They're all prioritized, so they should be going in any time now. No, we have other people cutting the line, interestingly. So Skin Lab has 8 in queue, but I have 2 different Skin Labs open. So we should be cutting through that queue quickly. Provided that the doctors aren't on break. Pretty crazy to me that I've like decorated up this hospital a lot, and I know this back section is not all that decorated, but there. Will you stop complaining about it? They're like, no. No.
Hey.
Still ugly.
Director, heal? Some mean-looking mollusks just entered the hospital.
Yes, Mary. Those are vomitons. They'll bite any sapiens they encounter, causing their victim to evacuate their guts directly onto the floor. Director, Medi is perfectly capable of dispatching these vomitons himself, but if you fancy it, you can use the station's coils to eject the pests from our mortal coil. Just a little death-based pun for your private enjoyment.
So, clicking the pests gets rid of them. Like that. Because if they end up biting people, the people puke, and then it makes a big mess. The Medibots will clean up the puke fast enough. It's not that big of a deal if you don't get them all. So the treatment canisters are they're going through the Skin Lab, they're making doses for Baz, and 3/4 of the doses have been loading up in the shuttle already. There's a lot of little details. So now, I think diagnosis is somewhat getting backed up. Yep. That little 7 there. So let's go ahead and build another diagnosis room. Generally, diagnosis rooms are the ones that you're going to have the most of because everyone goes through diagnosis, and then depending on what afflicts them, then they will have other needs. One other way to make a quick diagnosis room is to click it and just go copy. And it takes the entire blueprint with all the decorations, and you can rotate it and plop it in. And it will just nuke everything that's in its way from being constructed, which is really convenient.
Our canisters are brimming with our new colossal regeneration fluids and waiting in your docking bay. Let's get them sent out. I can't wait to see if this works. If it doesn't, we may all be going to jail. Exciting!
The shuttle is ready to dispatch at your command, Director.
So I'm looking for another...
Away. Keep an eye on the display, Director. We'll see the fruits of our labors any moment now.
Oh, here we go. Ratchachev, you're a energetic psychopath. Perfect. I'm gonna put you in diagnosis. May you kill indiscriminately if you'd like.
Oh, that medicine of yours really hits the spot. Glad to be rid of that itch. It felt like there was something different about you. And there's the proof. Before I go, I collect trinkets. Things traded or earned. I find these exchanges build interesting bonds between cultures. Have some of this stabilizing solution as thanks.
So Baz is a recurring NPC. He's basically a salesman. And he is offering me a blueprint of stabilizing solutions. So what this does is, it's like a single use, but he's giving 3 of them to me. A single use item that will stabilize a patient. So if you have a patient that comes into your hospital and they're almost dead, and you're like, oh man, there's just no way they're gonna get through this hospital alive, you can drop stabilizing solution on them to just keep them stabilized. It's particularly helpful for like quest NPCs that are dying quickly. I'm also going to get Colossal Influence, some Lomite, Craftium, etc.
Well, I'm off.
Inventory and Craft Tech. Welcome to your hospital's inventory. Here you'll find a variety of Craft Tech items which can be used to upgrade rooms, keep your corridors clean, and even rescue patients from the rank of death. You'll also be able to make use of any craftium you collect and craft more of the Craft Tech items you've encountered and salvage any items that you don't want to use. So let me show you that real quick. Here is the types of upgrades. So a efficiency regulator makes more money when installed in a specific clinical room. The subsonic dampener reduces the damage done to the room. So if you have a doctor who's careless, who likes to smash things, this helps to reduce that damage. And then the technique monitor increases the experience boost for the doctor in the room. I don't have any of those, but if I hit the craft button, I can make them. So for instance, if I make a efficiency regulator, I use 300 of my craftium out of the 900 that I have, so now I'm down to 600, and then I let go of the craft button, then I can select the efficiency regulator and install it in a clinical room. So I'm going to install it in the first diagnosis room I have here, and now anyone that goes through this room pays more. Yeah, that's just how it works. Then there's also consumables. So I have holobots, which are like temporary bots, which will help to deal with the influx of like vomit or cleanups. There's repair kits if I want to repair a room. Extra medibots if I want more medibots going around to clean up or remove the trash. And then there's the stabilizing solutions. Now, if you want to recycle items, you can hit the salvage button, and you can then remove items to or delete items into craftium. So I get 15 craftium per stabilizing solution, but making it costs 30, so you don't get back what you invest. And then Baz just gave me the ability to essentially craft his sign. Sure, why not? Baz is open.
Galacticare. I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Well, we've just treated a higher dimensional talking cetacean. I'm going to hold my breath until my heart rate comes down and map out these new organs. Maybe I'll name one after you.
A delightful performance to watch, Director. The stabilizing solution Baz gave us has remarkable properties. It'll fully replenish the health of any patients you use it on. Rather handy if there are specific people you'd rather didn't, die. Should you ever have need of more, you can make use of the craftium we've been collecting to fabricate them from the inventory panel. Our goal is to provide the best possible healthcare service, and we're constantly evaluated by a system known as hospital rating. Open the hospital rating panel now, and let's have a browse. Welcome to the hospital rating screen. Here we can review everything that's wrong with your hospital. Not to worry, should it be terribly deficient, there are plenty of pro tips to explore in these various tabs. On this summary screen, we can review any common thoughts and complaints, as well as admire the potential rewards you can earn. Feel free to peruse the remaining tabs at your leisure, or close the panel when you're ready to proceed.
So here you have different hospital ratings. What percent are treated, your
Success
throughput.
rate is the most crucial score in healthcare. As you might imagine, prematurely dead patients tend not to give 5-star reviews, nor do those who leave early, either as a result of their own boredom or your direct dismissal. Organics are fickle things, as I'm sure you're aware, and it's in our financial interest to keep them happy or alive. Ideally both. Remember, dead organics don't pay.
Throughput, health.
The more patients you treat, the more people will become embittered. A step which we can surely all get behind and which you can track on this panel.
So treatment quality sucks because we have a bunch of trainees. Wait time is not great. Nobody's an expert. And then you have patients.
There are many ways patients can expire. Long waits, ineffective treatments, and so on. This panel will let you review the current factors affecting patient health, and thereby tell you what needs correcting.
Okay, so patient mood's a little low. I can work to fix that.
Digestive systems, the pernicious sense of self, all the tricky nuances of meaty life need to be satisfied by facilities. And this panel will help you track which ones are most needed.
So it looks like staff lounge capacity could be improved.
This panel tracks how well you're fulfilling the needs of your staff.
Let's put in some ordinary decorations because people are not happy with what I currently have. So I'm going to stick in some adverts because apparently they want adverts. So the decorations I was putting in here so far have been like cosmetic ones, you know, like the posters, which don't count. So if I put in like lights and the like, which are quote unquote ordinary decorations, that will make people happier. Or humans happier, I should say. We could put in, I mean, when you're entering the hospital, like, it's a hazard, so beware. So just a bunch of hazard strips, because you're probably going to die in here. Do some wall lamps, because light is nice. And then there was also a complaint of the staff lounge not having enough capacity, so I'm just going to stick a couch in there. That should do. Other ordinary decorations. So let's see. I could put in some cabinetry somewhere in here. Put in some sort of junk. And this will keep them happy. Or at least the people that want that kind of stuff happy. So we can dress it up a bit. Maybe I'll put one in here. Like an old cart. A locker behind it. Maybe a 3-wide locker. Stuff like
Director, Ms. Orion has sent over the details of a new room. Something about investing in people. What a novel concept.
So here, as you can see, the direct result of that is the common thought of it's poorly decorated has gone away. And then the staff lounge has a lot more capacity, so that's not at 40%, but now at 80%.
The training room is an environment in which our staff can gain experience with safe, gentle, ethical brainwashing with the memories of experts in their field. It can be a bit much for their neuroplasticity to fully absorb, as well as pass out which families actually belong to them. Nothing too serious, though.
People can be trained with other people's memories? Can I go?
No. Director, let's get a training room built so we can help our staff become their best selves, whether they like it or not.
Alright, I'm going to put a training room here. And I'm just going to put one of the training matrices in. Stick in some basic decorations. Maybe a little bit of... I'll do a decoration in regards to Baz. We'll do A open Z. And a few other basic decorations, and that should be just fine. Stick a window in there as well, so we're done.
A fine, fresh training room. Now, let's teleport a doctor in. They'll begin training immediately.
Alright, let's train our psychopath. So, Ratchachev, guess what? You get to be trained.
Hey.
Assign a doctor. Done. And this helps them level up to become better at their jobs. And in Ratchachev's case, maybe see more patients to have more opportunities to kill.
There's a little creature floating around in here. Should I zap it?
That's a Solak. Director, these critters are entirely harmless, and will deposit a large number of credits into our account when you catch them. That's why they can open accounts of their own. I'm the banking.
So Solarks, there's a bunch of different little flying critters. Some of them are bad, where they'll make your patients puke and the like. Solarks just give you credits.
Sector is a disaster.
And it's a benefit for having clean corridors. So the cleaner you have everything, the more likely you get Solarks flying around.
Hello again, Galacticare. I thought I'd pop back in and offer you some of my wares as thanks for helping me out. I'll exchange any item for some credits. And just for you, there's always a freebie. Right
okay,
now,
so the freebie...
I've got a holodoc, I think you call it. Oh, and I've also got a Medibot. Found in a drift in space a while ago. It was just spinning, really. Purchase an item, and I'll transport it over to your inventory. As for the holodoc, I must insist that you take it. It keeps popping into existence inside my spleen.
So Baz will typically arrive with a freebie item, and then you can choose what to buy.
That one's new.
I can buy extra stuff, knowing that I can just salvage it too. So I'm going to buy the subsonic dampener and the pest trap, even though I don't intend to use those, and I can just recycle them.
Payday.
So in order to recycle them, I can just go, I'm going to install the extra credits in my, let's go with boning. So stick that back there. That'll make us a little bit more money. And then I have another one that I will stick in this skin lab. Oh, I have yet another that'll stick in this skin lab. Oh, is that because I was paused and not placing them? No, they seem placed. Upgrade, 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 upgrade.
The holodoc emitter Baz has gifted us is a valuable piece of kit. A room upgrade. Place it in one of our treatment rooms and it'll kick into action.
Alright. The holodoc is not an upgrade I want to place. I think I just found a game bug where like it just let me place an infinite amount of efficiency regulators. But in order to satisfy the tutorial here, I'm going to put the holodoc.
Holodocs are driven by advanced predictive AI. They're not sapient and thus require neither pain nor rest. This would make them perfect doctors if not for the limitations on their AI, which prevent them from learning or demonstrating any personality whatsoever. These qualities do make them excellent corporate executives, however.
So the quality of medicine that the holodocs provide is not great, which is their detractor, but they don't get paid and they don't take breaks. So you can use them if you'd like. I don't personally want to use them, but I can use them for now so that my I actually don't find myself doing a lot of management training, only because having them step away from their assigned place is not great.
Select them when you're ready. Hey. Level 1 doctors will start out as trainees, and upon reaching level 2, you're able to assign them an expertise, which will allow them to work far more effectively in one specific room. Select an expertise to continue. Here, you can see there's a fine choice. Try to assign experts to the relevant rooms. It'll help keep your patients alive and your workforce content.
So now if I zoom out and go to recruitment, as you can see, I have a diagnostician working in a diagnosis room, which improves treatment and everything. So that's ideal. And it looks like Fluffy Toga also leveled up. And I'm going to give Fluffy Toga the boning chamber specialty. You leveled up as well. I'm going to give you Skin Lab. And give you Skin Lab as well. So now all of my trainee doctors are no longer trainees. They're level 2. And they specialize in the rooms that they are assigned, which will improve my health here for treatment quality significantly. And possibly also reduce wait times, but for that, mostly it's just adding additional facilities to increase throughput. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this. And put the money back in.
Director, something we haven't yet covered is Medibot nodes.
Hey, that's me!
Yes, it is, Medi. Well done. Director, select a Medibot to continue. Here, we can see the configuration of this Medibot. Adjusting this will focus them on specific tasks. You can also use this window to change the appearance of your Medibots, in the event that you share that particular fascination with our previous director.
So there's different skins for a lot of things. Medibots
and we've completed our orientation protocol. Excellent work.
Alright, let's get the rewards. So it's a blueprint for the holodoc emitter, and a efficiency regulator, human influence, and low might and craftium. Nice. Alright, I don't currently have any priorities being offered to me, so what I would like to do is work on my throughput, because I am not seeing a lot of patients, and that is mostly what is tanking my hospital rating. And generally speaking, that's always going to be the case. For all of the chapters that I've played so far in the game, and I've played maybe just shy of 10 hours or so, it's almost always throughput. And with that said, throughput is almost always, in order to get that back up, required to annex additional wings to the hospital and to make good use of the area. So let's take a quick look. Right now, Skin Lab is backed up, and Boning Chamber has a little bit of a queue as well. So, how about we put another Skin Lab in? So these require to be 3x4. It's going to be kind of hard to fit it around here without it becoming a bit of a problem, right? Like, it would have to block some stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this staff lounge, and you can very easily just move buildings to bump it down like that. And then for the training room, I'm actually just going to get rid of it. I don't really care for training rooms, because once your doctors hit level 3, they don't really benefit from training after that, right? They hit max level, and it's not that hard to hit max level. So what I can do instead is use the space in order to put another boning chamber here. So I think I'm going to nuke what I currently have had built, which is going to be a little disruptive, but I'm keeping the game paused as a result. And then set up another boning chamber here. So 3 more tiles to make it more spacious. 1, 2, and let's go with 3. Add a door. I can put a door here. And that only gets rid of a poster. And then put the boning chamber right at the entryway. Confirm. I don't know what kind of doctor is going to be hired in there, so let's go see. Hey, Moxie, you want to be in the boning chamber? Oh, no, but you're a skin lab specialist. Matt is sleepy. You're going to be in the boning chamber. So, lock him in. Done. And then, he's human, so I am going to just decorate it accordingly. I'll even give you flowers. I'm feeling nice. Okay, perfect. Curious decorations just dropped below a critical threshold for the ode. So I will build some back, and then I'm going to rearrange some of this furniture here that is like completely and utterly in the way of everything. I really like wall and floor decorations that don't actually interact with your floor print, allowing you to place more benches, because people always want more benches. No matter how many benches they seem to place, they're always like, more benches, please. Alright, so now my curious decorations have been addressed. And then I could do another diagnosis room here. And then have the extra wings of the hospital be more focused on specific medicine. So I'm going to do that, because the diagnosis rooms are one of the smaller ones. I don't know who I'm putting in it yet, so let's figure that out. Bonzi, you'll do diagnosis. That's your specialty. And I like to just, they require a little bit of higher salary, but I like to put in specialists right at the start, because then your treatment quality and everything goes up considerably. It's way easier to not have a bunch of trainees unless you don't have another viable option. Better Business Bureau, sponsored my stream. No, just kidding. Just put a lot of B's in there. Because, yeah, doctor's first name starts with a B. Nope, okay, that's a little unhinged. There you go, that's probably decorated enough.
Salazar,
it is.
the CEO of Salazon.
This is Dorian Salazar, CEO. With which space creature am I speaking?
Mr. Salazar, a very fine day to you, sir. You're through to the director's office. If you're...
A robot? Well, that's a daring hire. Listen well, computer boy, to my terrible problems. My workers were performing an orbital trash discharge, and in a totally unforeseeable disaster, they were coated in unknown sludges. After they completed their assigned shifts, an intern noticed that their bodies had warped into some manner of transparent slime. Here then is my offer to your fine company. If you're able to keep some workers alive for their shifts tomorrow, I'll send you some space money.
Of course. We'll send over a contract and then we can...
That won't be necessary. Good luck to you and goodbye.
Well, that's delightful. Director, it sounds like we're in for an influx of emergency patients.
So I would say at this point, the first area that I designed is pretty matured. I mean, I'm not going to say that it couldn't be min-maxed better, but it's probably good enough. So I'm going to open up another wing after putting in a few more decorations here or there. Skin lab and boning chamber still a little backed up, and we're about to get an influx of critical patients that need to be seen to quickly. And no, I don't know the nature of the medical emergency, but they tend to be, without spoiling anything, they tend to be thematic. So when you get one, they're all of the same type, meaning that in a lot of the campaign maps, it will have you focus on one or two specific types of treatment plans. And generally speaking, it's the one that is most recently introduced. So they'll introduce a new type of room, and then you will get thrown an event which has you use that specific type of room a lot, meaning that you want to build multiple copies of it. That's not always true, but that is a general theme of the game. Oh, I just got a Lomable, or Lombles, or whatever they're called, to give Lomite. And I might as well show Lomite. So if you click the Lomite down here, it will open up the Galactic Exchange. And these are all just like cosmetic items that you can buy Lomite. So if I want my Metabots to look like Space Invaders, I could do that. Or scrap, or something like that. So I'm going to earn a little bit more Lomite before choosing to unlock stuff. But, you know, it can be fun to have interesting cosmetics around. The other things that carry over from campaign to campaign. So I did mention that the Lomite is carried over. So any Lomite that I earn here, and I can just buy this one because this is free. But any Lomite I earn in this specific campaign, I get to keep so that you can pull up more and more to be able to earn higher cost items. Also, species relationship. So here is my progress towards the reputation reward for humans, which would be soul flowers, and then eventually human anatomy, human statues, a model of Earth, and heal the robot as a sort of cosmetic placeable. The rewards for the Odes, and the rewards for the Colossals. And I already have Baz's BAZ as a reward for Colossals. And you can see what they like, and you know, that kind of stuff. And that carries over from chapter to chapter. The other thing that carries over chapter to chapter is the Pathodex. So as you gain insights into specific conditions, so these are the ones we've found so far: Space Invasion, Starwarts, Regolithic, Shattered Arm, Aroma Borealis, and Cranial Fractures. You become better at treating those things. And there's actually ways to speed this up with a different room that hasn't been introduced yet, a research room. But as you can see, there's 49 different conditions, and your progress in being able to treat these specific conditions does carry over as well. So if, for instance, I made a lot of insights into Shattered Arms in this chapter, I'll be able to tend Shattered Arms in a future chapter faster. Okay, we have a pretty sizable influx of patients right now. So before the Salzan shovel arrives in like 4 seconds, I'm probably going to want to expand my capacity. So it looks like the skin lab is far and above the most backed up. So I'm going to do a few extra skin labs. And for now, I'm just going to build them very, very basic like that. Bare bones skin labs. So skin labs and boning chambers are what's backed up. So I'll do 2 skin labs here and 1 boning chamber. And I'll decorate them later, because decorations, the benefits of decorations is kind of instantaneous, where as soon as it has the decorations, all the moodlets for the lack of decorations goes away all of a sudden. Whereas the the queues, the backlog, and all that, and the throughput is not instantaneous. So it's better just to get the rooms out. And then to get doctors that can work there. Hopefully, doctors with specialities. So, here's another Bonzi. Let's see. Moxie. Moxie, I didn't hire you last time. I'll hire you this time. So Moxie works in that skin lab. And Deadly Shadow works in this one. And then in the boning, let's go with a new subset of doctors. Hopefully named after you guys. The other thing that I'm going to want down here is a staff lounge, because everyone wants to work near a staff lounge. So I can stick a staff lounge, like, let's say here. Give it some nice capacity. Decorate it up a little bit. Stick some windows in, even though these aren't species that demand windows, whatever. Cool. And then it's going to want trash, food, seating, all that jazz. You know, the typical, we like to sit in a hospital. I mean, can you believe how entitled these patients are? But yeah, fine. So there's some seating. A toilet. It'd probably be better if it was on the other side to cover more of the space. Vending machine. I can also add in some ordinary decorations out here, which will keep the humies happy. Go with our brand new Metabot plinth, or whatever it's called. Cool. And then, as far as the individual rooms, an ode is working in this room, so we'll put a curious decoration in this room. Maybe a few. Here's what the patients scream when they're getting their flesh melted off. Who did I put in the boning lab? Oh, I haven't yet. And then for the human, give you some good old-fashioned medical furniture. If it would fit anywhere. Yeah, it'll fit back there. Backwards, but like, whatever. They don't know. Some posters in. So it becomes well decorated. And now checking. Yep, all of the modifiers for the rooms are now met. Perfect. Alright, then the last one we wanted was someone working in the boning chamber. So Zip Pod, you, maybe I can try to get someone who's a subscriber.
Are now arriving, and they're in
but I'll leave that one up.
State.
Now, if you reject someone and you're like, oh, wait, I don't want to do that, you can always hit cancel and bring them back.
We'll be lucky if most of them don't drop dead in the corridor.
So the Salazan employees that suffered some sort of industrial accident just showed up in a separate queue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize them because they're very close to death. And this is also a scenario keeping an eye on their health in order to use the stabilizers. So these stability consumables, and I'm just going to use the stability consumables ahead of time because these guys are like zombie death level screwed up.
Let's save as many.
Right. So if I want to see their specific health levels, we're a patient. God, where is patient? Ah, there's patient.
As we can.
All right, so I've stabilized them for now.
So they're seen to as quickly as possible. Good. And I think now's the time to use that stabilizing solution we received from Baz.
Okay, I don't see anyone that I'm just gonna hire anyone that I can to work the bone lab. There we go. Oh, and I didn't decorate the bone lab, and this is another ode in there, so let's go and give that some curious decorations. It's the bone lab, so it's the Bopin. Yep, that's my level of sense of humor. Let's deal with it. That's probably good enough. It is perfect. Alright, and that should help with the throughput considerably. So here are the 5 industrial accident victims with jellification. And here's something that is important to note. So if we take a look at like a shattered arm, for instance, I can see my current research level into the shattered arms, which is currently 1. Basically, I don't have anything besides basic insight into shattered arms. But then the really important one is the danger level. So the higher the danger level, the more critical the patient is going to be. So like a shattered arm is basically just not going to kill you, right? It has a danger level of like 0. So the only way to die is if a psychopathic doctor kills you, or there's some sort of machine failure where a careless doctor damages the machinery enough that the machinery kills you. It's possible still to have someone with a shattered arm die in your hospital. If we take a look at the jellifications, as you can see, the danger level is 2 of 3, meaning that they perish much more quickly. So if I go to the patient overview and sort by health, I can see all of the health of all the patients in the hospital, and I can make sure that the ones that are on the lowest of the list are being seen to through priority if they're going to perish otherwise. How do you enter here? I'm not sure what you're asking. Maybe what you're asking here is, so this is the entryways into the hospital here, but these black corridors are not buildable, but they're traversable for your patients. You can't decorate them, you can't put anything in them because it's a corridor, but they can travel there. Oh, how do you enter for our names? Oh, there. Basically, it's automatic. I don't control it. So what I can try to do is reject all the ones that don't have subscriber names. But with that said, if I need someone working in the boning chamber, I'm going to hire a boning chamber specialist, so it might not always work out. All right, let's take a look at the jellificationers. And you can see some of the patients also have viewer names as well. Quite a few. So those with jellification haven't yet perished, but their health goes down faster than normal. I also just gained insight into Shattered Arm. So the way that works is, if we go to the condition overview and go to Shattered Arm, we now have 2 out of 5 insight into it, meaning that we'll be able to treat it quicker. Because just a lot of the people coming through this hospital have had shattered arms. And subs also can become patients. Yeah, it's just any viewer can become a patient, but only subs can become doctors. So the jellification people are going through boning chambers, it seems. So if we take a look at their overview, it is diagnosis, boning chamber, skin lab, and then checked out. That is their path to recovery. So here's the first one going through the boning chamber, I think. Done. Thank you for tuning in to Galacticare, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers or backseating. If you would like to join a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. So thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow doctors.